Hi everyone, I'm back. This video is another video looking at elements and getting them called in competition and what to do to get your level features, etc. Now, today I'm covering poses. Poses are a solo ice dance element that take the place of the lifts that you get in couples ice dance, which obviously you need a partner for. A pose is essentially a position that is held for between 3 and 7 seconds if it's just one pose on its own, or in the case of a combination pose, which is where we put two poses of together back to back with a maximum of 1 step in between, you get up to 12 seconds. But each individual part, so each individual position, must be 3 seconds minimum. Okay, and they must be similar in length, so you can't do one that's 3 and one that's 7, okay, because they're only going to consider the longer one. So they need to be fairly balanced, so 5 and 5. You get 2 seconds if you, in between them, to do a change of edge, if you're doing a change of edge, okay, or you can do like a difficult step or something like that. Now, when we counter, it's very specific, and they will, if there's any doubt as to the length, they will look at it against the clock. So we count it as 1001, 1002, 1003. Again, that's your 3 seconds. Now, there are several different types of poses, okay, several different categories. We have attitudes, which are basically similar to spirals, although they also covers things like Y stands and I positions, where the 3 legs in front or to the side. We have Ina Bowers, we have spread eagles, we have teapots or hydroglides, and those all allow the opportunity for you to build into higher levels. There is also a crouching pose and a lunge pose, but they're really capped at your as their basic poses. Okay, so they're capped at level 1. Quick reminder, basic, novice and under, you can only get up to level 1, so there would be options. Intermediate novice, you can get up to level 2, advanced novice up to level 3, junior and senior up to level 4. So what I'm going to try to do is go through basically what the positions are. So starting off with the 2 basic ones that don't allow options for going higher. Crouching pose, 90 degrees, so that the thighs are parallel to the ice, and it's basically a squat. Okay, you can do anything. You can do like a crouch with the legs wide, okay, but you've got to have that 90 degrees there, nice and low. If it moves out of it and you don't hold that crouched position for 3 seconds, it will not count. There's also like a lunging pose, so like a drag. Okay, again, 90. Now, they can get you base. In theory, if we had an edge, in case we rocked both feet over, etc., and it was clean, you can get level 1. A level 1 is a clean edge. That means no wobbling, no wavering, no getting onto it, coming up, going back onto it. It means a solid, clean curve for 3 seconds. Okay, that's level 1. To get level 2, we then have to go into the realm of difficult positions. Now, essentially, a little bit limited. Spirals are the easiest one, or attitudes are the easiest ones rather, to get your difficult positions on. If you are a boy, you've got it nice and easy. You just need to get your leg to hip height, okay? Which is a basic spiral pose. So the free leg level with or higher than the hip. As I said, behind, to the side, or in front, okay? But for a boy, that level spiral position, that will count as difficult. However, girls, I'm afraid you don't get it that easy. For us, want to spiral, it's got to be basically even higher than that, into like a split position. You could do a Billman and get the leg above the head. You could do a catch foot, okay, or a donut, okay, lean over. We could do a Y stand, options, but we've got to get it nice and high. Something that can look quite nice if you're doing a combination pose is to put two attitudes together and change the curve. For a pose to be considered a different type, it has to be performed on a different edge. So you, and that goes throughout. But if you do like a change of edge spiral, you would be obviously changing edge. You only get 2 seconds to make that change, and in the case of a change of edge attitude, okay, even if you went from like a outside Y stand to an inside spiral or catch foot, the free leg has to stay above hip height throughout the transition. Okay, 2 seconds. Okay, the teapot or hydroglide pose. So we go down into our teapot. It's parallel with the floor, the free leg. If your body is upright or near enough upright, that is basic. To get it classed as difficult, you have to take your body, your core, away from the axis. Okay, so you might be like leaning it out, as an example would be clear. You want this to be really, really obvious. Okay, so try to get that belly up and tilt away, move your weight away from the side, lean in. You can of course do like the, you can of course try like the tuck behind version, but bear in mind that the hand, and I can't demonstrate this off of the ice, if you put your hand down you're looking at a choreo slide. Okay, so if you can do the tuck behind teapot and get the lean without the hand going down, very clever. And you begin credit. If the hand touches down, you're looking at a slide. Inner bowers. Inner bowers are having the feet on parallel curves, okay, and they're going to be on, usually on the same edge. So typically we see two insides, so forward inside and a backward inside, okay, matching parallel curves. Okay. If you were to put the front foot on an outside edge and the back foot on an inside, which would actually take you in a straight line, but they are still on edges, that would class as level 3 without having to add another feature, because it's considered that much more difficult again. I will explain the other features in a moment. But if they were both sat on inside edges, okay, and you're going around nice in a curve, you can still get those level 3 and 4s, but you have to add features. More than a minute. And of course you can with that look quite nice if you lean back, but again be careful that the edges are not affected. Spread eagles, turn out nice and strongly, feet 180 degrees, okay, it can be bent, or we can lift up, push your hips forward, okay, let's get the outside edge, rock it over again, the edge has to stay nice and strong, belly in, you can put the arms somewhere, we'll run the arms in a moment. Obviously the only way a spiral is going to stay on a curve is if you are fully turned out, and that is a really strong rotation in your hips, so you're going to want to do things like your butterfly stretches, your froggies, all those kind of things. I have a whole video on spread eagles, go and have a look at that if you need some turn up stretches. I also have a video on spirals if you want some to get your hamstrings and things more open. Typically runner's lunge plus a lot more up to split to get your spirals. So those are your options. So we have our attitudes, our hydroglides, our spread eagles and our inner bowers. You've added your features in, you've added your difficult positions in, and now you need to add features. So features, other features to get your levels. Other features can be an entry or exit. We can have a intricate or transitional, like continuous, like interesting entrance. An exit. You can have an unexpected. So you're doing your choreography, it's all going on, and all of a sudden, boom, you're in a pose. you can also have an arm feature. Oh, also you can have those on exits, not the unexpected, but the transitional intricate run can be an exit feature as well. You can also have arm features. The only option for an arm feature is basically the arms move throughout the entire duration of the pose and the whole arm is engaged, so it's not just the lower arm and the shoulder is staying still. It has to be a grand, big movement that's the whole arm in motion the whole time, the whole way through the pose, so that it's basically seen as affecting the balance. It shouldn't stop, so I'd avoid staccato. It needs to be continuous and significant. If you have an entry feature on the first part of a combination pose, that will upgrade, if it's accepted, the second part of the combination pose if you're obviously meeting the criteria to get one of those higher calls. You only need entry and exit features and arm features from level 3 and up. Remember, it's 1 for level 3 and 2 for level 4, unless you're doing that in a bow, I think, in a bow variation, in which case you don't need the feature at level 3 because it will give you anyone. As I said, do an entry feature, it will upgrade on an entry feature and a combination pose will upgrade the second part if it hits the criteria to be considered for those higher levels, and the same with the exit feature. And to be honest, that's it. Really, there's not much else to say about poses. I'm trying to think. Basically 3 seconds minimum, 7 seconds maximum for a single pose. Combination pose, 12 seconds maximum, 3 seconds in each, 2 seconds to change edge. Okay, edges have to be clean. You can use difficult turns and changes of edge in your combination pose. Exit and entry features, arm movement for those higher levels, those 3 and 4s. Clean edge for level 1, difficult position for level 2. If for girls in particular, stretch your spirals, because spiral isn't enough. For boys, you get a little bit more lucky. Body movement on your teapots, your hydroglides. That's really it. That's not a lot to say. Okay, everyone, stay safe. Bye bye.